Hey folks, I think we are live. Let me just check if everything is working as expected so that we can dive into the discussion itself. So just give me a couple of minutes. Let me see how the whole live itself is working out. And okay, I'll just go to the live window here. Yeah, I see a lot of comments. I'll try to answer as many as possible. Just give me a minute. I'll try to open it on YouTube. Okay. 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 In the meantime, if you have any problems, do let me know. And yeah, so that we all are on the same page. Okay, so we are live now.
Yeah, I see a lot of.
Yeah, I can hear myself. I can see myself fairly clearly. Hey, folks. Good evening, and thanks for joining in. Right. So, yeah, lots of questions here. So I'll try to answer as many as possible. I've also made notes just to make sure that everybody, so that all the cases are covered as best as we can, right? So let's wait. So since I'm little couple of minutes early, let's wait for everyone to join in and we'll start sharp at 7:02 p.m., right? Okay. Hey, it's okay, guys. I mean, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but that's okay. That's all part of life, right? It's perfectly okay. Yes, somebody is asking, should I take a drop in a year? I've written case by case, right? When should you take a drop? When should you not take a drop? All of that I've written. Again, we've talked to tons of students. Thankfully, a lot of our students have reached out to us. Some of them got good scores. Very happy for them. I have a couple of minutes of advice even for students who have scored very well, who mostly will get into the top institutes. I have some short advice for them. Many of our students got good ranks. They've reached out to us. I've spoken to some of these people. My team has spoken to many of them. Even for people who did not get a good score, there are lots of cases. I promise you I'll handle as many as possible in this live session. And let's see how it goes, right? So, again, somebody is asking, for a given score, what should be the best institute? So in the description section of this video, right? In the description section, okay, let me post it here. Okay, so let me just, okay, we have done an earlier video where, we have compared various IITs, NITs, IIITs, even other central universities, and which university you might get for a given score, how are these university placements, right? We've done a very exhaustive video on that, right? Again, I'll provide that in the comment section of this video. Please go through that after this live session so that you also understand what are the other options if you're in the boundary, or if you're on the boundary, right? Like 55 marks or 50 marks. If you're on the boundary, there are some still good institutions and good programs that you can get into and still be very successful, almost as successful as somebody who gets a single digit or a double digit rank. That's okay, right? So we have done a session on that. So if you just go to our channel and type, okay, I'll provide the link anyway. Just give me a second. Since we have a couple of minutes, let me check that video, right? So just give me a second. I'll just post that link. It's a video that I think we did maybe a few months back, if I'm not wrong. I'll pick that video. Just give me a second. I've done a live session on that topic. It's called, okay, cutoff marks and analysis. Okay, so get shareable link. Let me post it here. Okay, so this is the link. I'll also post it in the comment section. Let me just post it in the comment section so that you all can see it. I'll also pin it here. So this is a live session that we have done. When did we do it? It's a live session that we did in August, right? A few months back, where we discussed about the cutoffs for each of the institutes, some IITs, some NITs, some good institutes, right? Even institutes like NSIT that somebody is asking, and Hyderabad Central University. There are some good central universities also that you could consider. And what are the pros and cons of each of these? How are the placements as per the official statistics and things like that, right? So let's do one thing. Since many of you have questions, let's jump into it. Let me just go to my notes so that, again, I hope everybody can see these slides or notes that I've written so that I don't miss any point. I hope everybody can see it. I hope everyone can see it. Let me just see. Let me just confirm if everybody can see the screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, somebody is asking about IIIT Hyderabad. I'll come to that. I have written explicit notes just for IIIT Hyderabad. I promise I'll cover that. We also have some interesting stuff for you that you can look at. Okay, sounds good. So let's dive into the discussion. I hope I'll answer at least 90% of the questions by the end of this notes that I've written, right? So let's go step by step. The big question on everyone's mind is what's next after GATE 2020 exam? The answer sheet has been given. All of you got rough estimates of, or very accurate estimates of how many marks you would get, right? And rough estimate of what your rank would be. Now what to do from here? Okay, so let's go step by step and try to answer. First, I'll spend just a few minutes on this. This is for students who are getting more than 55 marks and most likely will get into one of the top 20 institutes, right? This could be in Institute of Science, IITs, good NITs, it could be good central universities, any of them, right? So for those of you who are planning, if you're satisfied with the institute that you're getting, great. Just now you have roughly like 3 more months, right? 3 to 4 months more before you have to join these institutes. Remember, the competition level at these institutes is way higher than GATE because your peers, your classmates, most of them are people who have scored extremely well in GATE. So you're going to compete with people who are toppers in GATE, right? Or who have gotten very good marks in GATE. So the level of competition now changes. It's no more like your undergraduate college. The game changes. And along with it, you have to change and you have to prepare for this competitiveness. Before I joined in Institute of Science, I got a very good GATE rank and I thought, wow, I'm superb, I'm brilliant, all that stuff. First week at IISc, I realized how smart my peers were and what the level of competition I'm going to face, right? So the game changes. Let's be realistic about it. In the next 3 to 4 months, my suggestion is this. Please become good in programming. Pick any of the major programming languages of your choice, C++, Java, Python, anything. Become good at that programming language. Unfortunately, GATE doesn't give too much importance to programming. You just have some basic C stuff, right? Similarly, become good at data structures algorithms, especially writing and solving these problems, right? In a typical, again, most of these top 20 institutes have great internships, very good placements, and if you join as part of your internship, you can get a pre-placement offer, right? So again, I'm assuming if you're focused on getting a good placement, you should prepare programming, data structures and algorithms. Try to solve these interview questions at top companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, etc. The skills required to crack these companies' internships and placements is very, very different from GATE, right? The level of problem solving skills that you need to have is one level above GATE, right? You have to take the typical interview questions. You can just Google it. You'll get tons of interview questions for top companies. You should be able to take a dynamic programming problem and solve and write code in a major programming language in 20 to 25 minutes. This is the expectation for internship interviews and placement interviews, right? I'm assuming a large majority of you want to get placed in good companies after your masters. For them, 3 to 4 months, please don't take a break and chill. You should prepare for the next level of competition, number 1. Number 2, think of which areas you want to specialize in now. Some of you may be interested in PhDs. Think of which area you want to specialize in, or you want to become an expert during your masters, right? You could choose very interesting areas like machine learning, distributed systems. Some of you may want to do startups. So study about how startups work, all that stuff. Try to pick your specialization that you will work on during your master's days. Because in most of these institutes, you have a lot of electives and you can pick and choose what you want to work on, right? And if you're one of these students and if you have some confusion about institutes, etc., again, this is my general advice. There is also a video that I pointed you to on if you get like 50-55 marks plus, what are the institutes, which institute you can pick and choose. If you have questions, please reach out to us. You can go to our website, which is gate.appliedcourse.com. Let me just go and show you how to reach out to us. It's very simple. So let me just go to gate.appliedcourse.com. You can email us at gatecsc@appliedcourse, or you can call us on this number. In case we are busy with another student, drop an email, we'll respond back with the best advice that we can give. We'll try and answer as many questions as possible, right? So that's again, if you have gotten more than 55 marks, not sure where you're headed or what areas to specialize, how to prepare, how to become a better programmer, data structures, algorithms, or any questions you have on which institute to pick, please reach out to us. Again, I'm not spending too much time here because there are many more students who need this advice. Okay, again, you might have got 50, 55 marks, but if you're not happy with the marks, or you're not happy with the institute or the program that you might get, then what should you do? First and foremost, there are other very good institutes exams that are going to happen in the next few months. The most important of which is IIIT Hyderabad. This exam is called IIIT Hyderabad PGEE, PG entrance exam, right? Again, IIIT Hyderabad is comparable to any of the major IITs, both in terms of research and placements. It's one of the best institutes in India, hands down, right? Again, I've been to IIIT Hyderabad placements. I've worked with some of their students, phenomenal guys. Actually, one of our teammates, Naveen, is a IIIT H alum, right? So we know how IIIT H is, and he has put in a lot of effort to create. Again, there are other exams also like ISI Kolkata, which is a phenomenal institute. Then there is BITS. There is IIIT Delhi also, wherein some seats are allocated through GATE, some seats are allocated through their own exam, right? So IIIT Delhi has its own exam as well as GATE. So right now IIIT H has announced their examination dates and all of that stuff. Others haven't. As and when they announce, we'll put a video on our YouTube channel, right? So for IIIT H, what we have done here is we have created sample tests, right? So what you can do here is this, very simple. Just go to our website. We have collected some previous year questions. If you go to our website, there is Gate CS blogs. Just go to the very bottom. PGE, IIIT H PGE 2019 mock papers for CSC. Again, it was very hard for us to get sample papers, but thankfully, since we have a team member who is from IIIT H, we collected some of these previous year questions. IIIT PGE exam pattern could change from year to year, so be careful. But in general, they have two sections. Again, this is open to all. Please go take these sample tests to understand their level of questions. Now, most importantly, again, IIIT Hyderabad exam is slightly different from GATE. They have two papers. Paper 1 is aptitude and engineering mathematics, right? You have to perform well in this. Otherwise, if you perform well in paper 2, nobody looks at it. You have to perform well both in paper 1 and paper 2. Again, sometimes there are a lot of students who try to attempt IIIT H who have not taken GATE. So again, the paper 2, which is the technical subjects like your computer organization, operating systems, this is slightly easier than GATE, okay, but mostly at GATE level, slightly easier than GATE. But paper 1 is full of aptitude in English and engineering mathematics. So I strongly recommend you revise your whole aptitude and engineering mathematics. And if you don't perform well in paper 1, even if you get cent% marks in paper 2, IIIT H will not admit you. So their examination pattern is somebody should be good in aptitude and engineering mathematics and be also good at technical subjects, right? So please go to our website. We have collected a bunch of questions from previous years through our friends and through our friends at IIIT, let me say that. And please go through this. They have phenomenal placements. As I told you, when I was at Amazon, I hired a couple of very brilliant people for an even machine learning team, right? So the syllabus, again, we have provided all the details here. Please go through this. You can find this go to our homepage, Gate CS blogs, PGEE 2019 mock test for CSC, right? So please check that. This is how you can prepare for IIIT PGE. As and when there is an announcement for other institutes, we'll post videos, and if possible, if you can collect some previous year questions, we'll also post them on our YouTube channel and website, right? So please, this is the most important thing. If you're not happy, IIIT H is one of your best shots, trust me, right? Number 1. Number 2, let's assume you try all of them, and if you don't get it, if you get any of these, go ahead, join them. Don't even think twice, right? I strongly recommend you do that, right? So I hope there is no problem with the streaming, right? So, okay, I hope the streaming is going good. Okay, I've paused my thing, but I'm hoping the streaming is going good. Okay, no complaints there. Just wanted to keep checking it once in a while. Okay, so again, your first priority should be able to crack these exams. If you can crack, great. If you cannot crack, The most important questions that students ask, and that's why we have drawn case by case. First, if you are a student, not a working professional, but a student, okay, should you drop an year and prepare? Very common question that we got from a lot of students. This is our case by case. Let's assume you are getting roughly around 60 marks, right? With around roughly 60 marks, again, we are assuming, again, we'll have to wait for the final ranks to come out, but we are assuming that if you look at previous year patterns, you should be able to get good NITs. And if you are getting a good NIT, a good program, please join them. Don't waste your time saying, see, for 60 marks, let's assume you got some, I don't know the exact rank that you'll get, but let's assume you get into, let's say, NIT Surathkal or NIT Trichy or NIT Warangal, really good NITs, right? And my suggestion is go join that place. Don't waste a year. Let me tell you why. Because when you go to an NIT, let's assume you join NIT 2020, you'll graduate in 2022. By the time you are in the graduating part, the companies that you get at NIT, at least the top companies, like you'll have Microsoft, you'll have Amazon, you'll have all these top product-based companies. The same companies, let's assume you drop one more year, go to IIT Bombay or IISc. It is the same companies that you will get even at IIT Bombay or IISc, right? So by joining a job, right, by joining in a job now and not wasting that 1 year, you are saving that 1 year of time in terms of career experience. 3 years after you graduate, nobody looks at whether you studied, what is your gate rank, whether you studied at IISc or Stanford. People ask, what have you done in this last couple of years? Today, if I go for a job interview, nobody asks, oh, is your gate rank too? Nobody cares. Did you study at IISc? Nobody cares. People say, what have you done for the last couple of years? Right? So don't get too stuck on the brand name or the institute name. If you get a good NIT, please join. Don't drop a year for God's sake. Don't be foolish and drop a year. Join, study hard at NIT and make sure you get Amazon, Google type of companies. Because they anyway come to all these good NITs, right? Number one, please don't drop a year. Number two, let's assume you're not getting good NITs, okay? But you have a job offer, which is paying you less than 10 lakhs per annum, most likely services companies, right? So again, we have made a video that I've already posted in the comment section also, and in the comment section and in the live feed, where we compare various NITs. Okay, we group institutes based on companies that go to these institutes for hiring, etc. Right? So please check that video after this. Now, second case. Okay, you didn't get into a good NIT, but you have a job offer which is less than 10 lakhs per annum. My suggestion is please don't drop a year. Join the company and then prepare. Remember, this is the second time or third time you're preparing for GATE. It's not the first time that you're preparing, right? So whatever you've prepared for the last 1 year, you can build on top of it, right? So please join the company and don't drop a year, because what happens if you don't, or if you get the same marks like this year, next year, you've just wasted a year. You've ruined your 1 year of experience, right? Please, okay. Third, imagine if you have a job offer which is greater than equal to 10 lakhs per annum. Right? Here there are two cases. You want to pursue research or PhD, then join the job, prepare for GATE again. Right? Your objective is not research or PhD, but your objective is a job. Just ignore GATE. Don't worry about GATE. Don't waste your time again. Because even after GATE, because in the next 2 years of your masters, right? You are not getting real world experience. You're just still getting the bookish knowledge that most institutes will teach you. On the other hand, if you join a job, within 2 years, you will get a lot of real world software engineering experience, and you will be senior to people who are joining in IISc and IIT now, right? So if you already have a job at a product based company or a startup that is paying more than 10 lakhs, and if your objective is a job, just don't waste 1 more year for GATE. Just focus on your job, do well there. Learn real world software engineering skills, because this is what matters in the long run, not your GATE rank, not the institute that you studied from, in the long run, right? So these are 3 cases. There are more cases. Suppose you don't have a job offer, either because you did not sit for placements or whatever, right? You don't currently have a job. You're a student who is graduating in this May. You don't yet have a job offer. There are 2 sub cases here. The first case here is You can get a job in next 3-4 months. My suggestion is try to get a job in the next 3-4 months using off-campus placements, your friends who might refer you, all of that stuff. Get a job, join in the job. If you can get a job in 3-4 months, get a job and continue your preparation for GATE so that you're not wasting 1 year. Especially early in your career, 1 year of job experience in a good company is very, very valuable. Whatever job you get, even if it's a services company, I strongly recommend you join. If you can get a job in 3-4 months via offline placements or whatever, right? Just join and then continue your preparation. Number one. Number two, this is again very important, right? If you cannot get a placement, this is the only case. Let's assume you try for 3 months and you can't get a placement in 3 or 4 months, which means it's already June, right? Roughly 4 months, let's take, okay, 4 to 4.5 months. It's June, you tried for 3-4 months, you don't have a job offer. Now there is no point continuing. If you're serious about retaking GATE, just drop everything, just focus on GATE. This is the only case where I'll say drop and then go for GATE. Most importantly, don't drop the second year. There are some of us, we've talked to a few students who have dropped 1 year, who want to drop 1 more year. There is nothing more foolish than that. Please don't do it, right? Again, let me give you a personal experience, right? Again, multiple people might give you multiple suggestions. There are people who give you a wide spectrum of suggestions, but my personal suggestion is this, okay? What is important? Again, if you drop a year, you're taking a shortcut. You're taking actually a shortcut. You're saying, okay, I'll drop a year, I'll work 6 hours a day, right? Consistently. That's what you tell yourself today, right? What is much more important is, again, this is a shortcut that you're taking. A better option is to join the job and prepare for GATE. And this is possible. I have classmates of mine. We have a classmate of mine who used to work at a services company, right? And he used to go for night shift. During the day, he used to prepare for GATE. He was my classmate at Institute of Science, right? He was a single-digit ranker in GATE. We used to call him the pursuit of happiness guy. I don't want to name him on a public forum. He's now a very senior engineer at Microsoft. He's been at Microsoft for almost a decade now, right? So we used to call him the pursuit of happiness guy, because if you have watched this movie, Pursuit of Happiness, if you have not, please watch it. Okay, this guy takes care of his family, works at night. Again, this is the struggle. Dropping a year is the shortcut. Please don't do it. And there is a risk, right? If you drop this year, if you drop a year, next year also you get the same score. What happens? You've just wasted the whole year. If you're continuing in your job, you at least have job as the backup. And it's perfectly possible to balance both job and GATE. Please don't be foolish and drop a year just for the sake of dropping it, right? You can very easily crack GATE because this is the second time you're preparing, right? So the first time around you must have made notes. Again, we make notes available to all of you. Please prepare from that and try to spend 2 hours a day consistently. Even if you have the most hectic of jobs, I'm sure you can put, not 2 years, 2 hours, sorry. I'm sure you can put 2 hours a day on your GATE preparation consistently. The important aspect here is consistency, right? Watch the movie Pursuit of Happiness, where the guy balances his family life, his startup and his aspirations. This again, we used to call this friend of mine the Pursuit of Happiness guy, and he's very successful now, very happy guy. He moved from a small services company, working night shift, daytime he used to prepare for GATE and crack GATE single digit, right? So it's very doable, okay? The next set of students, people who are working full time now. The big question that some of these students ask is, see, I tried this year, I tried to balance my work and prepare for GATE. I could not get a good rank. Should I just quit my job and prepare GATE full time? The cleanest answer is no. Please don't do that. Okay. You have to learn to do smart work. As I told you earlier, if you are smart about, again, this is the second time that you're preparing for GATE, right? So try to spend 2 hours a day consistently, do as many practice problems as you can, right? So all these strategies, do as many practice problems, areas which you're weak, focus on that more. I'm sure even with a very, very hectic job, full-time job, you can, if you're smart with your work schedule, if you're disciplined, most importantly, if you're consistent. I've seen a lot of students who who tell themselves that I'm going to put 2 hours or 6 hours a day. They do it for 1 week. After that, they go down. That's not what, that will never get you a gate rank. You have to be consistent day in, day out, whether it rains or shines. You have to put in the 2 hours a day, and I'm sure you can get, you can crack gate. It's not rocket science. Okay, gate just has enormous amounts of syllabus, right? So I hope I've covered all the important cases. Again, all these cases came from talking to students. Of course, I could have missed some cases, and if there is somebody who is not sure about which institute to join, again, we have had some really good students who got 70 plus marks. Some of them even got 80 plus marks, who are not sure whether they should join IISc or IIT Bombay. Okay, this is a good dilemma to be in, because I was in this dilemma at one point of time. Any such questions, please reach out to us over email and phone call. We'll try to help you as much as you can. Similarly, if you are not happy with your score, again, please focus the next couple of months to crack these institutes. If you crack them, please go join them. If you are not able to crack them, don't get demoralized enough. If you crack IIIT Hyderabad, it's almost as good as IIT Bombay. Let me be honest here. Their curriculum, their even research at IIIT Hyderabad for some areas is terrific, right? So any questions that you have that I could not answer in this live session, feel free to reach out to us on our website or email. Again, you can reach us on email here, or you can also reach out to us on the phone call. We'll try to answer as many questions as possible, right? So now let's go here. Okay, so just give me a second. Let me change the screen. So I hope you got a good sense of it, right? Again, even students who might get into top institutes, you might be in a dilemma on what area should I specialize in and things like that. So anyway, that's okay. The interview level of IIIT is not very hard. It's mostly at gate level. Again, it varies from the interviewer. We have talked to some students from last year. There is a huge variance depending on who the interviewer is and what is the area of specialization of the interviewer, right? But most likely, if you're confident about the basics from gate, you should be comfortable most of the times. Okay. Okay. So somebody is asking about MTech AI at IISc. I think you can apply for it. I think they have an exam and an interview, if I'm not wrong. So they'll shortlist based on gate scores, and it's accessible not just to computer science students, for also non-computer science students. So they'll have some cutoff for each department, and they'll ask you to come over for a written test and an interview. If you crack that, they'll get you in. So get prepared. Again, those of you who are like, okay, I want that institute, that program, we'll try and cover as many as possible. I'll keep putting out videos. We'll try and collect as much data as possible. Again, we'll try to answer as many questions as we can, right? Again, we may not have all the answers right away. Like, I'll have to talk to my team for some of the questions that you guys are asking. Again, some students are asking, if I get 61 marks, what are my options? That's what I was mentioning. If you go to the comment section below, there is a video that I posted, which we did in the August of last year, which tells you what all institutes, based on previous year analysis, what all institutes you might get and what is the placement scenario in each of these institutes. Please go check out that. I did not want to repeat the same thing again because that's a fairly lengthy, wherein we did a lot of deep analysis on each type of institute. We grouped institutions by placements, all of that stuff, right? Yes, getting exactly 55 marks, should I join NITs? If you can get a good NIT, don't hesitate, join. And work hard for the next 2 years. Again, we had a student from last year or before last year, right? Again, we did not have the GATE course then, but he was our AI student, and he didn't get a very good rank. I think he got rank 600 or something. He got NIT Trichy, if I'm not wrong, right? Computer science. He was very, very, very reluctant. I told him, I knew this candidate was very good. I told him, dude, don't waste a year. If you're serious about it, go jump into it. He went in, he studied hard, he got Amazon SDE placement. Amazon, I think, was day one placement. He worked hard for the 2 years, became a good programmer, data structure algorithms. He cracked that, right? Now he's trying for Amazon machine learning scientist role, or machine learning applied scientist role now, right? So even if you get into NIT, work hard for 2 years, nothing should stop you from getting into the top institutes. Yes, somebody says 53.33. Again, the rank for these boundary cases are the hard ones, right? Because we don't know what the exact rank will be. Let's wait for the final ranks to come out. And based on ranks, we know which institute you'll get. But as a rule of thumb, if you're getting a top 20 institute, it's perfectly okay. Go ahead, join the institute and work hard for the 2 years. You'll get good placements. Okay, sounds good, guys. This was what I had. This was what I wanted to cover in this live session. We'll put out more videos as and when, like for example, as and when ISI or BITS or IIIT Delhi puts out a notification about their MTech admissions, we'll make videos. If possible, we'll do live sessions. And congratulations to all the students who got good ranks, and all the students who did not get it. Don't give up. Just go back to your notes, prepare hard. There is IIIT Hyderabad, there is ISI Kolkata, there is BITS, and there is IIIT Delhi. All very good institutions, right? Very, very good institutions. Let's go crack them. GATE exam is not yet over. Okay. For those of you who did not get good marks, there are still 4 more exams and you have a fair shot at each of them. Right. So, and many people, like for some institutes, some people may not even know about the exam and not write it, which will make life easier for you because there is lesser competition. Right. So please don't miss these exams. People who did not get good marks, or even people who are in the boundary case. Somebody was asking about 55 marks or 56 marks, right? You might get an NIT, but why not prepare for IIIT Hyderabad? Go crack that. IIIT Hyderabad is a very good institution comparable to most IITs, both in terms of their curriculum, in some areas even for their research, and also very importantly for their placements, right? So don't ignore anybody who is in the boundary case. Don't ignore these 4 institutions. Please go write their exams. Right? That's what I would recommend. All the very best, guys. And please shoot your questions over email and phone. We'll try to answer as many as possible within the limits of time that our team has. Okay. See you. Bye-bye.